Good afternoon. I'm Diego Castro. Here are the latest stories at this hour. U.S. President Donald Trump and his Iranian counterpart Masoud Pezeshkian have signed an agreement aimed at ending the conflict in the Middle East. Trump signed a memorandum of understanding during a dinner with French President Emmanuel Macron following the G7 summit. Under the deal, Iran agreed to dilute its enriched uranium in exchange for large-scale economic relief. The agreement also calls for the waiver of U.S. oil sanctions and support for Iran's reconstruction efforts. Washington said a formal signing ceremony will be held in Switzerland. Despite signing the agreement, Trump said military action could resume if Tehran violates the terms.
It's not final, it's a memorandum of understanding, and if I don't like it, we'll go back to shooting at them, dropping bombs on their head. If I don't like it, if they don't behave, we'll go right back to dropping bombs right smack in the middle of their head.
Here at home, the Senate Impeachment Court officially convened its pretrial conference this morning. Lawyers from the House Prosecution Panel and the defense team of Vice President Sara Duterte met behind closed doors to hammer out the ground rules for the upcoming trial. Led by Senate Secretary and Clerk of Court Renato Bantug Jr., the initial briefing focused on simplifying the legal issues and marking key evidence. The House prosecution is pushing to field over 30 witnesses. On the other hand, Duterte's defense counsel Michael Poa submitted an expansive 60-page brief listing multiple high-profile individuals, including former Senator Sonny Trillanes. Lead prosecutor Congresswoman Jinky Luistro is seeking an open rule format to examine witnesses beyond the initial briefs. She also requested the official use of Filipino during the historic trial of the Vice President. Today's proceedings remain strictly confidential to prevent political theater. However, all eyes are on the final pretrial order, which will dictate the absolute timeline before the public proceedings officially open on July 6. Government agencies have denied claims that the International Criminal Court has issued an arrest warrant for Senator Bongo. In a text message, Interior Secretary John Vic Remulla said neither he nor Justice Secretary Frederick Vida has received any formal notification about the said document. Justice Department spokesperson Polo Martinez confirmed this in another statement. For its part, the Philippine National Police said there is no communication from the ICC regarding an alleged warrant for Senator Go, who served as special assistant to former President Rodrigo Duterte. Recall that Davao City Representative Paulo Duterte posted on social media that the ICC had issued a warrant for Go and two former police officers. Duterte said the information came from a, quote, highly reliable source. He accused the administration of using the ICC as a political weapon against its opponents. Malacanang, however, rejected the claim and said the ICC is an independent court.
Unang-una, alam naman natin ng ICC, korte po ito. At meron namang kaso. Kaso na kapwa nating Pilipino ang nagsampa laban sa mga di umanong pang-aabuso patungkol sa EJK. So wag natin kalimutan yan. Pilipino rin po ang nagsampa ng kaso.
President Bongbong Marcos met with Russian President Vladimir Putin on the sidelines of the ASEAN-Russia Commemorative Summit in Kazan. During their bilateral talks, Putin noted the, quote, happy coincidence that Russia celebrates its National Day every June 12, the same date the Philippines marks its Independence Day. Meantime, Marcos, speaking as this year's ASEAN chair, invited Putin to visit Manila for the 21st East Asia Summit in November. Both leaders also discussed energy and food security. The summit marked 35 years of dialogue relations between Russia and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations.
But first of all, I would like once again to congratulate you, distinguished Mr. President, and all the people of the Philippines on the Independence Day on the 12th of June. Symbolically, we in Russia also celebrate our national holiday, the Day of Russia, on the same date, the 12th of June. this is a happy coincidence.
And once again, speaking as chair of ASEAN, I personally extend my invitation to Your Excellency to attend the 21st East Asia Summit, which is scheduled to take place in Manila next November. The East Asia Summit remains an integral part in maintaining a regional architecture towards our shared goal of a stable, secure, and prosperous region.
It's time to duck, cover, and hold. That's as the Office of Civil Defense and the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council highlight response protocols, leading today's second quarter nationwide simultaneous earthquake drill. The simulation prepares for the movement of the West Valley Fault that could produce a magnitude 7.2 quake, also known as the Big One. By law, the drill is mandatory for all 4 times a year. The Education Department orders public schools to participate as well as hold separate unannounced emergency response drills twice a month to reinforce muscle memory. The drill is happening in the wake of the June 8 magnitude 7.8 Mindanao quake. The tremor has claimed the lives of 68 people, while 33 individuals remain missing. Over 63,000 residents down south have been displaced and are now seeking shelter in evacuation centers. On a much lighter note in sports, Barangay Ginebra fans celebrate as a never say die spirit shines again. The Gin Kings reclaimed their crown in Game 7 of the PBA Season 50 Commissioner's Cup. Mobile journalist Denise Valdez-Sancho reports.
The Never Say Die spirit is alive and well as Barangay Ginebra reclaims the PBA crown. The Gin Kings outlasted TNT Tropang 5G 88-76 in a winner-take-all Game 7 of the PBA Commissioner's Cup Finals at the Mall of Asia Arena before 24,617 fans. The championship ended a 3-year title drought for Ginebra, who last won the same tournament in 2023. Justin Brownlee once again delivered on the biggest stage, finishing with 30 points and 14 rebounds. Scotty Thompson added 19 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists on his way to a third Finals MVP award. After trailing by 7 at halftime, Ginebra turned the game around with a crucial 12-0 run to take control. Timely 3-pointers from Nards Pinto and RJ Abarientos helped the Gin Kings hold off a late TNT charge led by Chris McCullough.
Any seventh game is a really hard game to play. I mean, the players are beat up through the first 6 and then through the semifinals. So it really comes down to who can defend and then who can make the big shots down the stretch. And we hit some really big shots to get ahead, and then they went to that zone to protect McCullough. And of course the zone takes away your flow as well. And but we just battled. It was just one of those. You know, the whole game was just a battle on both teams for both teams.
Ginebra took a 3-2 series lead behind Brownlee's 54-point explosion in Game 5. But TNT forced a decisive Game 7 after winning Game 6. In the end, the Gin Kings found a way to prevail in one of the most competitive final series in recent memory.
Naging motivation yung struggle. Siyempre, ang gusto ko lang naman is makuha tong panalan to, makatulong sa team, whatever it takes, no? It's not about aggressive sa offense. I think aggressive total effort sa lahat ng bagay. So, yun lang. Thank God na kuha namin yung championship.
And while Thompson took home Finals MVP honors, Ginebra's trust in veteran import Justin Brownlee once again paid off.
And, you know, we see Justin every day. We see how much he works. You know, he hasn't changed at all from the age of 38 to 25. He still does the same work every day, all the time. He just, again, proved himself that he's the GOAT of all imports. It's hard to argue against the winningest import of all time.
Brownlee capped off another memorable finals performance with 30 points and 14 rebounds in the deciding game, helping Ginebra reclaim the Commissioner's Cup crown and return to the top of the PBA. Mobile journalist Denise Valdez-Sancho, we are One News.
Join us again at 2 p.m. for the very latest stories. I'm Diego Castro. Stay tuned to One News.
This is AP News Minute. An initial agreement between the United States and Iran to extend their shaky ceasefire is inching toward a formal signing. Questions linger over the fate of Iran's nuclear program and Israel's offensive in Lebanon. Republicans on Capitol Hill said they need more information about the agreement. President Donald Trump is calling the Iran agreement a potential breakthrough for global security. Trump is attending the G7 summit in France. His Tuesday schedule includes meetings with the leaders of Qatar and the UAE. Military officials say all 8 people on board a B-52 bomber died when the plane crashed in the Southern California desert. The cause was not immediately clear. Several hundred Iranian Americans protested outside Iran's first World Cup game in Inglewood, California. Demonstrators waved pre-revolution Iranian flags. Inside the stadium, Iran and New Zealand played to a 2-2 draw.